morning, folks. You heard an expression up with the birds? I hear the birds outside. Beautiful bright sunset, and they're going, they're out looking for stuff too. I just listened to the local radio station news. It's John Pettipas. It's now 10 minutes past 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning, the last Saturday morning in March. Time flies. 2022. And there's a piece on the local radio station on the Auto Insurance Association of BC is giving drivers $110 rebate to help with higher gas prices. And that's fine. That's a nice gesture. And that's good. Also to be noted, because they have an NDP government in British Columbia, in all circumstances, British Columbia has the highest gas prices in Canada. Same as California has the highest gas prices in the United States. So highest gas prices in Canada, BC, highest gas price in the United States, California. Now, that's because they have all kinds of foolish surtaxes and rules. People buying diesel they've been paying $1.80, almost $1.90 a litre. And yet the price of oil, the highest it hit was $130. Yet at one point, you go back 14 years, oil was $147, and diesel was nowhere near that. I think the highest it was back then was maybe about $1.50, late $1.40, $1.45, $1.50. But now oil, intra-week, it hit $130. Presently, it's $119, and the diesel's $1.80-ish. Okay, so it's the taxes, folks. Now, after that, there was a big protest I mentioned on the radio about these protesters saying the Royal Bank shouldn't finance companies that are in the oil exploration and development business. What a bunch of bullshit. Canada has, your nation of Canada up there in the north, for you Canadians, has the third largest reserves of oil in the world. Third largest oil reserves in the world. And it's the fourth largest oil producer in the world. In other words, we're not even producing up to the amount of reserves we have. God, and you have the morning prayers on the radio, wonderful. We all pray in the evening before we go to bed, or should, and morning prayer again. So God made the oil and gas, and the oil sands, and offshore oil and gas. He put it there for us to use it. If God didn't want us to use oil and gas, he wouldn't have made oil and gas. Simple as that. Now, where do these crazy ideas come up? It's the environmentalists. It's the College Action Centre. It's David Suzuki. It's the Council of Canadians, Greta Fitzgerald. It's the Eco-Justice, and there's dozens of other groups of nutcases out there. But they come out of universities. And I was watching the BBC News about a day and a half ago, and they're using phosphorus on the Ukrainians, and it burns their skin. It's the most horrible thing next to nuclear. And where are these crazy ideas? St. FX University, 20 miles from me. There's a big obituary. Should we bless ourselves, fart, shit, or throw up? Should we bless ourselves, fart, shit, or throw up that Bill Woodfine was dead? He was an economics professor at St. FX. And they just glowingly said an obituary they wrote in the local paper, republished in the local paper from where he died. I think he died in Quebec or Ontario, central Canada. But he took the country to Russia on a Soviet Union, it was called, in a Soviet Union on vacation. And they were so interested, they were able to watch the tanks roll into the Czech Republic. I wonder how Linda in Ontario and her mother felt like that. The tanks rolled into Czechoslovakia, when they had the Prague Spring. Russian tanks had rolled in the 40s. But people tried to uprise for their freedom, and the Russian tanks rolled in again in 1968. It's the crazy ideas at places like universities like St. FX University, okay, or guys with guts. They look at Randy Laurie, gut growing in him, okay, when you participate in kinky ideas and swallow, you get a big gut, I'm told. Okay, so anyway, these nutcases that are professors, you're spending your hard-earned money to have your kids, who are supposed to be able to think for themselves, learn crazy ideas at universities. And you're learning them in the schools. There's so many kids now Everyone wants to be a lawyer or a doctor. Well, we need doctors, but we don't need any more lawyers. Okay? What did I say? A lawyer thrown off the wharf with but what was the joke somebody told me one time? 1,000 lawyers in the sea drowned. And what was the expression? It was like salad dressing. Great beginnings. Anyway, nowadays they want to be a lawyer. They want to be an environmental lawyer. They want to be an environmental lawyer. Okay? See what you can do to fuck up every idea. There's going to be a new development. You can have work. Get a lawyer. They'll find this little tadpole there or some rare fern or turtle or frog. Stop it. Stop the project. And you see people like that in council. Anarchish, the town that wants to take over the county. Nutty bunch of bastards. Nutty. It's going to be a go right from the snot, Laurie Bushy, right on through most of those councillors. A bunch of nutcakes. They're investing in a solar farm. We're investing in a wind farm. You can take your solar farm, you can take your wind farm and shove it, put them to industrial shredder and shove the pieces up your ass one piece at a time. Quote me. Take your solar farm and your wind farm and put them to an industrial shredder. Shove the pieces up your ass one piece at a time. It's John Pettipas making this comment. You take and you need gas. There's never been a case when humanity has gas and oil. And I say gas, I mean gasoline or diesel. There's never been a case in history when mankind has developed and gone from more efficient fuel to a less efficient fuel. And that's when you turn your back on oil and gas, that's what you're doing. So, yes, it was nice that to wrap this up, it's nice that the Insurance Bureau, Association Bureau of BC gave the drivers out there and shore them $110. That's fine gesture, and that's kind and good. But the reason they have to do it is because you have a nutty NDP government, lots of rules, and excess taxes on your fuel. That's one, and they blame it. Russia's part of it. But before Russia was in this, I'm by no means defending Russians, but it aggravated an already tight oil market. The oil prices, even without Russian invasion of Ukraine, would still be elevated because where the supply-demand is old supply-demand. And Bill would find, and St. Avex, and all the environmental groups, and Anarchish Town Council, and all these lefties, none of them supply and demand. If everybody wants pens this morning, and there's a shortage of pens, the price of pens goes up. So supply and demand. You will not change supply and demand. Of course, you can go to communism like Cuba, where the people starve and don't even have toothpaste. You can go to North Korea where they're freezing and starving. Okay. You need a capitalist system, and you need a market to operate. And again, I repeat, I remind you, it's ridiculous that a country that has 1/3 of the proven, yet discovered oil reserves and natural gas in God's planet Earth, and it's the 4th largest producer, that we're paying such high prices. And some of that price is due to the fact there's high excess taxes on your gasoline and diesel. And the other one is that the market, the industry, because of the regulations, is not providing enough fuel for what the demand is, and the population. And another thing is, there's 1 million new people being born in the world every year. Every year, I misspoke. Every week. These people want and have the right to some standard of living. A refrigerator, not a moped, a Tata car in India, a Cherry car in China, or some sort of moped or bike if you're in Indonesia or Africa, India I mentioned already, South America. They want to get ahead. We have no right to tell them you should live like cavemen and you're not allowed to have oil and gas. That's bullshit. With that, I got to go. I'm going to get breakfast for me. I normally don't make videos before breakfast, and now I've gone on quite a while, so I'm going to wrap this all up. Thank you. All the best. God bless. Thank you.